those are pretty good because you're using your whole body within those sports. And they also have weight training in both those sports, so you have that along with it as well. Bodybuilding is less physically taxing on you than a lot of other things. Sorry, I had to check my stream for a second to make sure it was running correctly. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to have to check it afterward. Um, but anyway, when it comes to sports, the best sport, again, is bodybuilding. And football and wrestling can be thrown in there as well. So if you're looking for something that's not going to maybe give you a concussion or put you in a lot of physical pain, then bodybuilding would be the way to go. Uh, if you're fine taking those risks, or if you like having, if you think the wrestling and football are fun or useful in some way to you, then you can do that and still build muscle. And a lot of martial arts are very good. It'd be very productive for you to have some sort of strength training in there. And Bruce Lee he was a good example of that. To he was always, if you see the way he does it, like he's always, if you watch his movies where he's like he's stretching his muscles. Well, he's flexing his muscles really, but he was so good at it that he can go from like this really skinny dude, and then just whoa, just muscles out of nowhere, right? Because he was just so, I want to say, stretchy when it came to it. Um, so he was very very good at with his muscles and a lot of control within there, and that's something you would really even need for obviously martial arts, but you would need it even in bodybuilding, and football, and wrestling. Wrestling is kind of a martial art, so that's more. You should probably understand that better. But football, you're gonna want the control over your muscles, especially if you're a lineman. You're gonna want the control over your muscles so that you can gain a better control over whoever you're pushing against. And bodybuilding, you just want to have that very fine, well-tuned muscular control so you can continue to do the movements properly, and without any extra resistance and tearing of your muscles just by trying to do like a bench press or a military press or something. And it also helps you push or pull. It helps you work that weight faster, which will later translate to strength gains because you're not having the extra resistance and your muscle isn't lagging because of that. And again, it helps prevent injuries like tears or overworking a muscle and that stuff like that. So it's very important to make sure your muscles are well taken care of, even the small ones, so that way you can pull those. Everything can fully function when you go to do a movement, basically. And that way, like if you don't that way, and so that way, I hope that helps you understand that you won't pull a muscle that way, or tear one or something like that. It's all fully activated, functioning properly when you go to do an exercise movement. Whereas if it weren't, you'd have extra tension that shouldn't be there, and it's just gonna mess you up. So those are my top three muscles, or top three exercises for building muscle. Really, there might not be too many. Rugby might, it's kind of like football, so you have that there. That's about it. Baseball, not so much. I mean, maybe your legs, because you had to be running to bases all the time and running to catch the ball. But you do have, but you're gonna be throwing the ball a lot, so you're gonna have this thing called pitcher's arm, and that's basically you're throwing out your rotator cuff, which is what makes it do this motion, and you can see the opposite motion and be this, like kind of the way you throw a ball. So you don't want to have that imbalance where this muscle is pulling too much on your rotator cuff, and you'll eventually just rip it off or rip it in half. apart, and so that's something that baseball players have to be mindful of, and it's something actually a lot of people should be mindful of, because it's more than just a baseball player's thing. It's a very common injury among a lot of people who aren't in baseball even. So you can do that by doing an exercise like this, maybe holding some weights. There's a couple other ones. I like doing arm circles and having my hands flat as they're stretched out, or maybe in a kind of fist. And you can also have like a resistance band on the side of the wall, if you even have one, and just pull it out. That'll work on it. Or you can lay down on your side and pull it out with a weight. If you don't have one, you don't have a resistance band. So I hope that all works out for you. Yeah, basically. So yeah, don't rip yourself in half. Make sure you're doing good when you go to build this muscle, and you'll be fully functional. You'll be, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something to say without swearing and getting attacked by YouTube before I get started. Yeah, just guys, if you if you want to stay motivated, just go with what you like to do. That's gonna be pretty much like they say, is like life's gonna beat you up, so you might as well just follow what you like to do. So it's gonna beat you up either way. Just do so. As long as you have that thing that you like, that's a little bit extra motivation that gets you through the day. So I also need to fill up these last 2 minutes so I can make sure I can get to 10 minutes. I think that's supposed to be like the best way to make videos or something on YouTube. I don't know. I don't understand this algorithm thing. But I guess I dropped 2 frames, or 31 frames. Alright. Anyway, so let's see what else I can mumble my way in here. Yeah. So yeah, just figure it out. Watch what you're doing. You're out there in the field or in wrestling or even in the gym. Make sure you're properly putting the intensity in there, but also not overdoing it to the point where you're just gonna rip your muscle. Because I'm pretty good with my flexibility. I can do whatever I want. And I'm still got that. I still got that. But I can also do a lot of different movements. Like if you guys ever seen if you guys were like wrestling fans, like I guess around like 2000 to 2005, there was this guy called RVD, and he was like a pretty muscular guy, but he could do like really, like he had like crazy levels of muscle control and flexibility. Like he could do like the splits. This sounds weird saying it, but he could do like the splits and then just do like like a dance move basically. Like you guys know the spin Rooney, he could do that if he wanted to. He might have tried or not, I don't know. And then he was just so crazy flexible. Like it was almost like watching a girl, do something from like Mortal Kombat or some sort of action move, basically. But it was a guy, and he had really great levels of muscle control because he just worked on it. But he was also really muscular too. Nowadays he's probably not, 'cause he's older, but back in the day, yeah, he was like, you want you to go watch him, you're like, whoa, hold on a second. That's uncomfortable to watch, but it's impressive. It was uncomfortable for me. I don't care if you guys, if that's something that you get off on, more power to you, I guess. Not trying to dog anybody for their sexual preference. So yeah. So anyway, I filled up my time, so now I can shut up. So, bottom line, wrestling, football, and bodybuilding, with bodybuilding at the top. Best 3 sports to build muscle. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Wait, hold on. Peace out.